I thought both teams played well enough to win, and this sport only one team can win. And part of my thought process, Rodney Pryor is a heck of a player, and he's a accomplished scorer. He's been around for a long time, and so in watching a lot of him on film, he scores when they win. He scores when they lose. He scores against good defense. He scores against bad defense, and so we had to kind of limit him. I don't know if we did a great job of that today, but between him and L.J. Peak, I thought, in order to win the game, at least one of those two would have to be neutralized. I thought we did a pretty decent job of neutralizing Peak for the most part until those last couple of possessions where we let him go. We got late to him, and he's a really good and determined right-hand driver, and he got to his right hand and got to the basket. And so, the cruelty of it is when you play well enough to put yourself in a position to win, you got to make those plays, and we didn't, particularly with Peak, as I had mentioned. So, we gotta get back to the gym and learn from it. I thought, again, we put ourselves in a position to win as we've done a few other times, but we got to do a better job of finishing it off. Yeah, I'm not going to give you the specific play call. We're sworn to secrecy here. With 9.7, we had the option, or I thought, of just getting a balanced shot. I think sometimes you can panic and just catch and shoot a three and shooting off balanced shot. You don't make it, and there's the game. So, I wanted something that, you saw it. There was like a little bit of a wheel action. Guys were cutting off the two guys at the elbow and sent Chris through first and Eli through second. Any one of them that could have caught it if they were balanced to shot it or drive to the basket. Billy I sent third because those guys created a vacuum that would hopefully have an opening, and it did. He got open, although they did a great job. So when he caught it, he wasn't open for a shot. I wanted a ball screen, and we didn't get it, or if he caught it, to directly go to the basket. And so the last portion of it wasn't exactly how I would have wanted it to go. But as a result, they did what probably teams would do against him late game when he's got the ball in his hands. They put two guys in jam and force somebody else to beat you, and he found Trey, and he didn't have enough time, I didn't think, to go all the way to the basket, because if he did, time would have ran out. We wouldn't have been able to foul. So he shot it, and it was a heck of a look. Went in and out, and that was the game. We gotta continue to work. We got to get back in the gym. We got to learn from it. We got to watch the film. We got to be better throughout the first 38 minutes. Then we gave some possessions away on both ends, and then late game situations, good teams locked down. And as I said, we gave them 3 point blank baskets. When we needed stops, they got an offensive rebound and 2 layups. So we've got to do a better job throughout the course of the game to limit our mistakes, get higher quality shots, and then at the end, if it's a nip and tuck game, we've got to do a better job of defensive and offensive execution. Yeah, I made a comment today. We had more black sweatsuits on the end of the bench than I could ever comment. There was a lot of guys that could be in the lineup or not. And Peter and Levi, and particularly when you play against 2 7-footers. And Govan was there today. Hayes wasn't. But when we're at a size disadvantage, we can make up for that. But over the long haul, it's difficult. Joe worked his tail off today against a guy that's really good, and Govan. But sometimes, the ball bounced, and maybe I have to look at the tape. Maybe it was just because he's 7 foot, he got it. So you have a guy like Peter, 6'9", 6'10", or a guy like Levi who's that size, and it becomes more of a battle. Well, we've talked for the majority of the season about being more aggressive, and I think the old adage about rebounding, it's not, some of the best rebounders ever weren't 7'2" guys. They maybe had 7'2" hearts. And so being aggressive and being assertive allows you to get to more rebounds. And we've tried to emphasize it more and more in the last few weeks. And, it's been okay for us, not great, but today it was, I think we were even on the board. So I'd like to have gotten a few more. It's something that we just got to continue to work on and get better. And I think you are what you emphasize, and as long as we keep emphasizing it, hopefully we'll get better at it. It's hard for me to thinking about positivities as a competitor because, tonight two teams put uniforms on and one wins and one loses. That's the cruelty of sports. But to answer your question, I think what we're doing right now is growing. We're growing as a team. There's a better feeling about practice every day. The program is growing. Hopefully sooner rather than later, games like this that are very exciting come out on our end. So the takeaway is let it hurt. Know that you did almost the things necessary to win. You got another game on Saturday afternoon, and if it hurts real bad, then you'll do everything you'll need to do to put yourself back in this position and not let it happen again. I don't think he would want me to, or nor would I allow myself to do anything but live in the moment. He's put. I mean, you have to know him and his family to understand what he's put into this program. And he hasn't gotten back what a lot of guys want to get back, which is NCAA championships and all those kinds of things, Big East tournament wins and all that, and 20-win seasons, which is a dream for everybody. That's why you go to college. But from the day he stepped on campus, before I got here, and the year plus that I've been with him, he's been remarkable. Remarkable as an athlete, even more special as a human being. Which was what college is supposed to do for you. He's a competitor, and he puts it out there every night on the floor. We talk about his free throw shooting, which is a remarkable feat because not only is he really good at it, and he's over his career about 90%, but he gets there a lot, and it speaks to who he is, his mindset, and his basketball ability. And shooting free throws is not easy. Everybody might think it's easy. Yeah, just step up and knock it down. But if it were easy, everybody would shoot 90%. So his discipline is the biggest thing that he has as an individual, and there's going to be there may be guys that that jump higher and do all that, but there's not going to ever be another Billy Garrett in terms of what his legacy will mean to DePaul basketball. Well, I wasn't when he was in high school. I wasn't around, but I know he was talented, and he's been kind of went to Robert Morris and been in a couple of places. But I think the overall answer to the question is this continues to be a very fruitful area of the country, and it's a great place to stay home and go to school. I think we continue to sell that. Our job from top to bottom is to create a reason enough for them to stay home. And if this, as we're working towards, we'll have a new arena next year, we'll have some new energy, we'll have better players, we'll do all of that. As we take this brick by brick and step by step, it becomes a much higher quality decision to have to turn down, and that's what we will. If you're not going to stay home and go to DePaul, then you got a really tough choice on your hands, and I think that's what we have to get to.